All right, guys, we have Doxa. And when I say we have Doxa, I mean Exquisite Timepieces actually has Doxa. They're the authorized dealer, and they continue to send watches into the channel, supporting the channel, so I can see them, so you guys can see them. But real quick, before we get into the specs and everything like that, obviously, big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces for sharing and continued support and everything. And link in the description. Definitely, they're my choice for authorized dealer for over 60 brands plus the pre-owned collection. But what I really want to focus on is Doxa and this watch, because all of the watch enthusiasts, not all, most of the watch enthusiasts that I talk to on a regular basis gravitate towards dive watches. When you have that love or desire to own the dive watches, Doxa's in that conversation. Right? They're always in that conversation. So whatever model it is, or whatever color, whatever configuration, or whatever, they're part of that conversation. Period. That's just the way it is. This is the Doxa Sub 300, which is more in line with paying tribute to the 1967 era of the brand, which back then they had a plexi glass crystal. This one's sapphire, but it's meant to kind of pay tribute to that with its boxed and domed. If you don't want that, then you just go for the 300T. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's very similar watch. There are some other subtle differences, but the big thing is that crystal. And then I think the dial size, if I'm not mistaken, is different as well. So, but the case and everything should be really close. I measure this case at 42.4. I think they say it's 42.5. It's a cushion case, though. It really doesn't wear like a 42.5. It wears more like a 41 or something. Part of that is because of the shorter lug to lug. The lug to lug is only 45 millimeter. The bracelet does not extend that. The thickness, partly because of that boxed up sapphire there, is 13.9. It's a little bit thinner on the 300T than the 300 because of that. Here's one I kind of pointed this out in the 200. So we have a 20 millimeter lug opening, and the bracelet does taper down to 20 millimeter. I say it tapers because it actually does taper, even though it's the same measurement. And it's because after the lug opening here, the bracelet actually flares out to 23 millimeter. And that's just to kind of give it a more profile when it transitions to the case when it's on wrist. So if you go to the sub 1500, it doesn't do that. It's just a straight fit coming off there. Check the link down below and just look at all the Doxas on Exquisite's website, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's little subtle things you got to pick up on. But when you go to the 1500 and you have that straight bracelet, you also have a much thicker watch because it's 1500 meter, all of that good stuff. So there's pros and cons to each decision, and you just have to make the best one that fits for you. Same thing with the colors, right? The yellow with the Divingstar. There's the aqua colored one. There's the Caribbean, which is the blue with the orange hand. I like that one. There's that white one now. I would love to get that. But I wish the white one had the orange accents. I don't know why it doesn't do that. But anyway, 6.5 millimeter signed crown as well. That's the Jenny logo. That's the company that owns Doxa. You'll see that a couple places. You'll see it there, and then on some of the case backs, not on this one though. The movement inside is a chronometer grade COSC, probably a Sellita. I'm not 100% sure because they don't state that on their website, so we don't really know. But that gives them the option if they want to do an ETA or if they want to do a Sellita, they can. But if it's chronometer grade, it kind of doesn't really matter at that point. You're getting the top tier movement of whatever manufacturer you go with. So it's the best. So keep that in mind. But with that also comes a little bit higher price point. It's still affordable. It's just under $2,500. That's current market price on it. You can save yourself a few $100s, but you give up that COSC. So do you really want that fine-tuned accuracy and the better movement? There's a premium that comes along with it. Or you can go with the 300T, and I think that is a non-COSC. That one's still a great movement. It's just it doesn't have that level of regulation. Check out the yellow tied in with the yellow on the double bezel here. So it has your dive timing, and then it has your decompression numbers. the yellow accents. So whatever color dial you get in this series is going to have the color of the dial portrayed on the bezel and on the crown. So it all ties together. Date at the 3 o'clock position again. You see the dial there is actually a gloss colorway, and then the gloss black hands, just super, super legible. Let's pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Before we do that, bezel action. Oh, also look at the grip on the bezel. Yeah, tons of grip on that thing. Solid 120 click. Zero play, and it lines up perfect. So let's pop it on wrist. Beads of rice bracelet, fold over clasp. There it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. You can see that cushion case just kind of like melts into your wrist, and it just fits and wears comfortable. There's a reason why Doxa is so popular amongst the community. Besides the fact that they're actually a capable watch, they're very cool looking, but they're also very comfortable and still pretty dang affordable. So let's give this a quick blast with the UV light. Shut off the studio lights and check out the lume. There we go. Decent amount of lume. Looks like some sort of formula of BGW9. And then we have a green pip up there at the 60 marker on the bezel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next vid.